Hi, Gail.
Hey, Kat. You're back.
Yes. So we're at Seattle Coffee Gear, and one of the services that we provide that people might not know about is we do this really awesome full assessment tune-up. You make your machine as new as possible, and we want to talk about that today to tell people, you know, generally what we do and the specific kind of things we do on different machines. So first, we're going to start off with semi-automatic espresso machines.
Yep. Such as the Ranchillo, Sylvia, or Scasso machines.
Okay. So what does it do? What do we do when if somebody brings in a Sylvia?
Well, we do a thorough descaling, and what we find with most people is the manuals really are not clear about what descaling is and how to really do it.
Okay.
So people generally will call and say their machine isn't steaming like it used to, or it's not pumping like it used to. It sounds like the pump is becoming more labored.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually a function of not descaling properly. So we will get the machine in, do a thorough descaling with an agent that's a little bit stronger than what you can buy over the counter.
Okay.
So we use the super duper stuff.
Got it.
And then we check for the brew head gasket. We switch that out, which is up in here.
You can get
it's
kind
hard
of
to see.
Yeah.
We take that screen off. We clean behind it.
Okay.
We make sure your steam wand's all cleaned up. We do a thorough cleaning of the portafilter.
Do we do some like pretty hardcore back flushing too on the ones with the three-way valve?
The ones that we can back flush, we do back flush, yes.
Okay.
And on these, there's holes in these screens.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often they're all plugged up. We
Okay.
make sure that's free. We use this other stuff to get all the gungees off there like that.
Got it. Okay.
So,
and then so for the Ranchillo, there's not a lot of gasket changing on the external gaskets.
no.
Okay.
No. If the steam wand is leaking a little bit, which very rarely happens on the Ranchillo, then
Yeah.
we check that out and repair that.
Okay.
On the Escassos over here.
And then, hold on, so then we
Yeah.
just do a full-on cleaning of it as well, right? Like
Yep.
take the drip tray and
Yep.
shine everything up and
The
make
whole
sure everything's
outside.
cool.
Yep.
What about if people have like a degraded hoses back here? Like, are we able to replace those? I know I've
Yeah.
had some customers ask.
Yes, we can replace those if they need it.
Okay. So we kind of check those as well.
Yep, I've never seen one that needed to be replaced unless it had a slit in it and then it's leaking all over the place.
Got it. And then I guess my last question is on this is, and then we'll let them know if they need repairs, right?
Anything that's over and above what the general maintenance is on it, then we give them a call, give them an estimate of what needs to be done, and they can give us the okay.
Okay. All right.
Or not.
So then the Dream, they have more gaskets on the outside, so they're a little more.
They have a lot more gaskets on the outside. Like on here, there's these two O-rings on here.
Okay.
And then there's two more O-rings up at the other end. If you take the steam wand off, there's two more up there.
And so those kind of need to be replaced every so often?
Yep.
As the rubber degrades?
Yes, they do. And,
Okay.
and quite often the hole will be all plugged up in this, and you know they're all clogged up quite often.
Because people are like not maintaining it.
People don't always know that this even comes off.
And they also don't shoot water out or steam out after they're done.
Right.
Which is really raunchy.
Yeah, yeah.
People, please do that.
Yeah.
You're slowly killing yourself.
There's another gasket up inside these, the brew head gasket.
Okay.
Which is hard to see.
Yeah.
It's way up in the group. Then
Okay.
there's the pod gasket on some of the other machines, not on this one. This one has that upgrade.
Okay.
That we sell.
Okay. And so then we also take that screen off as well. Okay.
Take the screens off, clean it. There's more external gaskets on these. Adjust the steam knob if it needs to be adjusted so it shuts off properly. And
Okay.
then if the O-rings on the steam valve on the inside need to be replaced, we replace those.
Got it.
Descale, just like on the Ranchillo. Do a thorough descaling and cleaning up of the whole machine.
Okay. And then an estimate if there's anything wonky that really needs a repair, then
Yeah.
we'll talk to them about it.
Give them a call.
So then I guess at the end of the line with the super automatics, we've got our lovely sort of rocket and quick mill story.
Yeah.
How does this differ from those?
Descaling, cleaning off everything that might need to be cleaned off. A brew head gasket again up in here. On these machines, back flushing.
Okay.
Take the screen off, clean behind it.
Okay.
Thoroughly clean the whole machine inside and out as far as descaling inside and out.
Got it.
Shine up the outside.
Shine it up. Okay, cool.
Same thing with
all these other ones.
the quick mills, and yeah, They all fall into that same category. The back flushing is real important on these machines. It takes care of the brew head and the three-way solenoid valve, and if you don't do that, sometimes we do them and there's just gobs of old coffee and stuff that come out of the three-way solenoid valve when we do the back flush.
Because people haven't back flushed on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And so we also do a little customer education too.
A little bit, yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Alrighty.
We'll be back. Oh,
how's it going?
Hi, Gail. So we just got done talking about the semi-automatic tune-up. So tell us about what happens with the super automatic machine.
Super automatics. We get into the grinder.
Okay.
And we take the grinder apart, clean it all out, calibrate it,
okay,
put it back together.
All right. Thoroughly clean it, and do we if somebody's burrs need to be replaced, is that part of a repair then?
That's a repair, not part of the general service.
But we'll let them know, hey, look, this grinder looks jacked up, and
looks like it's had a stone go through it, and that's maybe why it's not grinding properly, and this is what it would cost to replace the burrs, which they are replaceable.
Okay, cool. All right.
We would descale the whole machine.
Okay.
We get into the brew unit over here as well. We clean out all this cavity back in here, and you'd be surprised how much gunge and stuff we find back in here.
Okay.
And then we clean, like, see all this has got coffee all over it? And the screens, there's screens.
Okay.
We clean all of that very thoroughly.
And we take off that screen and stuff and wipe it off,
we take
thoroughly
we take that
out.
screen off and get behind it.
Okay.
And then in these machines are a lot of moving parts.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a food-grade lubricant on them.
Okay.
We re-lubricate everything. You can see it's like a Vaseline kind of a stuff.
I can't really get a good
but that's
detail
what it is.
there.
So that's a food-grade lubricant that we use, and we put that on there.
Okay.
And lubricate that all back up again.
Okay.
Make sure that all the functions are working properly.
Got it.
And
is that about it?
Really, that's about it. Thoroughly clean up the machine. The main things are grinder servicing, brew unit servicing, descaling the machine, making sure the steam wand is all working freely.
Okay.
Everything's working good.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised, it makes a big difference when these things are descaled.
Yeah.
They work. Huge.
Now I know, like, we're using as an example of we're using the Talea Touch here as an example.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have, like, for example, the Premea, which has the milk component.
Yep.
Now, if somebody did bring that in, would we do the cleaning with the milk thing through all of the tubes as well?
Yes, we would.
Okay.
Yep. We would. We would take this. It's got, this milk.
Got it. So we'd clean that out, and then we would run the milk frothing cleaner thing through it. Okay.
Yep. Yes, we would, to make sure everything's working tippy-top.
And then we also will just say, hey, this has a problem, and this is how much it will cost, and if you want us to repair it, yada yada.
Mm-hmm. We do the jurors, not the jurors. We do the jurors. We can do them if they need parts. That's an issue. They need to go back to Jura. We do not get into parts with them because Jura does not sell parts, and there are actually special tools to get on the inside of that machine. We can do a descaling and a cleaning tablet down through the brew unit, and that's about as far as we can go with those.
So we can't do a lot of a tune-up, really. So Juras really are not part of this.
Not very.
They're the Saikos and the Gajas.
The Gajas.
Okay.
DeLonghi kind of falls into that same category as the Jura, where it's hard to get parts for those.
But we could do a tune-up and thoroughly clean it and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
The brew unit comes out on those, so we can do a thorough cleaning, but if it needs any parts internally that we determine it's not working right, it needs to go back to them.
But at least we could let somebody know, hey, you should call them. And
most of the time, if a person's bringing in a machine, though, for just a general maintenance, there's usually nothing really too much wrong with it. It's normally just let's get her tuned back up, like changing the spark plugs in your car,
Yeah, or your oil.
Yep. So that's what it is. And
all right.
So that's basically what we do for a tune-up. And we do a lot of these.
Yeah. I think especially now, people want to keep their machines all souped up in shape instead of buying a new one.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks, Gail, for your always informative presentation.
Yep. Have a good day, Kat.
Bye.
Bye.